What's up, guys, and welcome back to the KeepItTechie channel. It's your boy Jai here to bring you another exciting and informative video. And today we're diving into the world of big data with Apache Spark. If you're interested in data processing, analytics, or just want to explore something new in the tech world, this video is for you. And we'll be setting up an Apache Spark environment on Ubuntu Server. And I'll guide you through every step of the process. So let's get started. All right, so I'm at spark.apache.org, and this is where you can get all the information about Apache Spark. And of course, I'll have the link down in the description of the video. But before we get our hands dirty with the installation, let's talk about what Apache Spark is and why it's so cool. Now, Apache Spark is an open source unified analytics engine for large scale data processing. It's super fast, can handle both batch and real-time data, and is widely used in big data applications. Now, as a database administrator myself, I've found that testing and learning different applications like Apache Spark can really help you excel in your job. For example, by understanding how these tools work and how they can be applied, you could bring more value to your role and your organization. And I highly recommend that you explore different technologies to enhance your skills and stay competitive in the tech field. Now, some common use cases for Apache Spark include things like data processing, and that's essentially transforming and cleaning large data sets. And another use case is machine learning. You can build and train machine learning models on massive data sets. Another use case is streamlining your processing. Apache Spark can analyze data streams in real time. Lastly, another use case is graph processing, and this allows you to work with graph data structures for social network analysis, also recommendation systems. Now, Spark's versatility makes it a favorite among data scientists and engineers. So whether you're building a recommendation engine or analyzing logs from your servers, Spark can handle it. So if you're looking to level up your career, diving into technologies like Spark is a great move. Now, let me show you guys how to download it right fast, and I'll be installing it on Ubuntu Server, so it's all command line based. And what we need to do is grab the link for the download. So if we go to get started, and if you read down in here under the quick start, there is an area that says to follow along with this guide, first download the package release. So you need to go to the Spark website in order to download the release. And we don't have to follow that quick start. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. You can follow along with me. But the first thing you want to do is choose a Spark release, and we want to get that most recent stable release. And currently is February 23, 2024 is that 3.5.1 package. And then also you want to choose the package type. So we want to use the pre-built for Apache Hadoop 3.3 and later. You want to select that. So the defaults, it's already selected, but that's what we want to select. Now, the next thing is to download Spark. So all we have to do is click on this link. This will take us to the actual download page. I recommend you go here. That way you can copy the link. And like I said, we're using a server. So the easiest way to get this file is to use wget. And I'll show you guys that in a second, but we'll copy the link now. But they also have a way to verify the integrity of the package that we're downloading using the PGP signatures. You can click there and you can get that as well. Now let's switch over to my terminal so we can get the install started. Before we move forward, I wanted to give a quick shout out to CIQ, the official partner of Rocky Linux. Rocky Linux is a Linux distribution that is intended to be a downstream complete binary compatible release using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system source code. The project is led by Gregory Kurtzer, who was the founder of the CentOS project. So check out Rocky Linux at ciq.co. All right, so as you can see, I'm SSH'd into Ubuntu 24.04. I'll be showing you guys on the latest LTS of Ubuntu Server, which is that 24.04 that we are logged into. And so the first thing you need to do is update your system. And all you have to do is type sudo apps updates. And then we can run it together. So sudo apps upgrade and then -y, and this will upgrade your system with any updates to any packages that we have on the system. And I'm sure there are some. This is just a clone of another virtual machine that I haven't updated in a while, but I'll be back when it finishes. All right, so our updates are completed. I had to reboot the server because I was using some out-of-date binaries. So it forced me to reboot. So we back logged into the system. But there is a dependency for Spark. And the first thing we need to do, let's run a sudo apt update again, which we know we don't have any updates for the system, but it's best to always do that before you install a new package. That way it'll be refreshed on the system. So let's type sudo apt install. And what we need to install is Java. And so we'll just get the default Java package is default tech JRE and press enter. And that'll install Java for us on the system and may take a little time, but I'll skip ahead. All right, cool. So Java is installed. Now let's go down and download the tor file from Apache Spark's website. And we can use wget. Wget is already installed on the system. I already have that link copied. So that is the package. So we can download it right fast. And I'll download it into my home directory, which is fine. Now let's extract that tor file right fast. And all you have to do is use the tor command. So tor and then xvf and then the tor file name. And that'll extract it in the current location that we're in. So all we have to do is copy that full directory. And we can put that in our ops directory. So let's go sudo move and then that Spark directory. Let's put it in our op directory. And I want to change the name of that directory. So with the move command, you could change the name of the directory. Like we could change it to Spark. And so it'll get rid of the version and all that other stuff and change the folder name when we move it over there. So let's go down and press enter, and you have to use sudo just so you guys know unless you're logged in as root because the op directory is owned by root. Now let's set up the environment because that's one thing you have to do whenever you install something like this. You have to set up the environment by adding the location within your bash or C file. So let's type nano and then the bash or C file is located in your home directory. So you can just type bash or C and open that up. It's a hidden file. That's why you got to put that period in front of it. Press enter. And what you want to do is go all the way to the bottom. And this will basically declare the location of Spark. So Spark. And now we need to type, let's see, exports and then path equals $path. And then now we have to specify the path. So it's opt. And one thing, you got to make sure you type this all in right, because I saw that I messed up the export. So you want to type that in properly. So it's under root and then op directory and then Spark and then /bin and then put a colon there. And then we have to put opt again, /Spark, /sbin. Have to specify that as well. And just double check your text just to make sure you spelled everything correctly and we're good to go. So let's go on to save our file, our bash.rc file with these changes. And now we have to source our bash or C file in order to refresh it, basically refreshing up the terminal. And like I said, it's in the home directory. So source bash or C, that'll reload it for us. Now you'll be able to run the Spark commands that are included. So let me show you guys this. So there are scripts to start the server. So it's start-master.sha and it's a SHA file. And I'll show you guys what it'll do once what to do with it once we set up the master. It's two different, I would say, nodes that it creates a master and a worker. And you need some information from the master in order to start the worker. And I'll show you guys that in a second. But let's go down start tech master SHA. Press enter. You don't have to type sudo or anything like that. You'll see it start creating the actual master. So it'll start the master Spark node, quote unquote. And now let's switch back over to our browser right fast, because one thing you need is the IP address of your server to get some information from the master in order to start the worker. And all you have to do is go to the IP address and import a to see the Spark web UI. So right fast, we got our IP address copy, and let's open up a new tab and let's paste our IP address in there, and then it's port 8080 and press enter, and that will get us to our Spark web UI. And basically what we're looking for is the address to the master. That way we can add the worker to the quote unquote cluster. So basically copy this Spark colon and then // and then it has a host name there, and then the port is 7077. So you want to make sure you copy that. And now we can switch back over to our terminal so you guys can see, because the workers will be listed here and you can add multiple workers. But let's get back to the terminal. And now it's another script, just like we ran with the master. So it's like start master.sha is actually start tech worker.sha. And then after that, we have to put our link in there. So the Spark colon forward slash the host name colon 7070. And so let's go down and press enter, and that'll start our worker. And then now that's finished, let me show you guys something right fast. So let's go back up to the website. If we refresh the page, you'll see a new worker here. So that's pretty much it to get Spark installed. And now that we have it up and running, I want to do a quick and fun demonstration. And I'll show you guys how to run something directly from the Spark shell. That's another port of Spark that's installed on the system. There is a Spark shell where you can run commands directly. And the reason I chose to do it that way, because in order to run a script, typically you have to have a project and then you want to compile that project. And I wanted to keep it simple for new people, that just to introduce it to them. So we could just go right into the shell and run our scripts. Now you could just create a text file or something, because what I'm going to do is show you guys how to run like a simple word count program. And this is a classic example in the big data world. And so I have a bash script that I played around in the past or developed in the past in order to generate a random story. So I want to get that on the server right fast. So let me exit out of SSH and use the SCP to copy that. And let's cd to my documents directory and try to find this file right fast. And I might put this on my GitHub. This is just something that's personal to me that I've been using locally just to come up with stuff that I wanted to come up with. And then let's go SCP. And then the file name is generatestory.sha. And let's move that up to the server. So it's Josh at 192.168.10.137. And then let's put it in our home directory and then Josh, and let's press enter and type in our password. If you guys are interested in learning SCP, I got a video on that on my channel as well. So now let's get out of this directory and SSH back into our server. And let's just run this script. It'll generate a random script in the home directory or whatever directory we're in. First, I need to change it to executable because I keep it as a normal file when I'm not actually using it. So now let's just generate a file right fast. And I modified this so it'll generate it in the format I need it to. So boom, it'll generate the file. And if we ls this directory, you'll see a story.txt. And basically it's just a random story based on some variables that I set in there. So it'll randomize a story. And I modified it to have Apache Spark in there. So super cool. It's just a paragraph. But let's go down and get into the Spark shell. And all you have to do is type Spark and then tech shell and press enter. That'll open up the Spark shell. You'll see a couple warnings, but just ignore them. Setting default log level to warning. Oh, that's actually setting it to warning. I forgot it does that. All right, so we're connected to Spark now using the shell. And so let's run our word count. And this is essentially going to create a RDD, which is a resilient distributed data set, and count the words in a text file, whatever text file you choose. And you can use any text file, like I stated. I'm gonna use that story file. So we have to put that location in there. You need to know what the location is if you're going to follow what I'm writing. And I only did it that way just to make it simple. But let's run through the commands right fast. So the first thing we need to do is declare our text file. And so bear with me. I'm still learning this. I've been playing around with it for a little while, but I'm not great with this application. So I'm just showing you guys at least what I know so far. So we need to put the path to our file, and it's located under home and then Josh. And then it's story.txt. And let's close the quotes and then close out our brackets. And let's go on and press enter. And that will set up our file and basically declare it so it can be used for the system. Now let's do our mapping. So I'm gonna try val counts equal, and then we have to specify that text file, and then dot flat map. And then let's put open brackets and then line. Then we need to put the equal sign and then the arrow and then line dot splits. And let's specify that, put that in quotes, a space in quotes. That should handle that. And then close out our brackets, both our brackets. And then now we have to do a little bit more mapping. So let's go dot map, and we want to map our word to our word. And then we have to specify the amount. So 1. And then we need to close out our second bracket. And then I'm trying to remember it, reduce by key. So dot reduce by key. And you want to make sure you type this in. It's case sensitive. I'll just write this out in a text file or something, put it somewhere so you guys can find it. I tell you, I'm trying to catch up on my website, but it's just taking time, guys. So just bear with me. And we have to put the plus in there and then the underscore again, and then close out our parentheses. So reduce by key and let's make sure I typed it in right. Yeah, reduce by key. Press enter. That'll handle that portion of it. And now let's print out our results. So we can do a counts. It's counts with an S, and then dot collects, and then parentheses dot for each. So it'll loop through. And then what we want to do is print line. So print ln, and then we can close out our parentheses and press enter, and it should print everything out for us. Yeah. There we go. So this is all the text within that file. So that's why I used a lot of text, and I generated one. I could have just put something super small in there, but I just wanted to generate a lot of text so you guys can see something a little bit different. But like I stated, this script reads the text file, it splits it into words and map each word to a key value pair, and then reduces the pair by key, and then print the word count. And so this is like a powerful demonstration of how Spark can process data quickly and efficiently. Because as you can see, that didn't take but a couple seconds to go through and map out all that data. And so there you have it. We've successfully set up Apache Spark on Ubuntu Server and ran a simple word count example. And I hope you found this tutorial helpful and excited to start exploring the vast world of big data with Spark. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the KeepItTechie channel for more awesome tech tutorials, and ring the bell so you never miss any update. And if you have any questions or run into issues, drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep it techie.